between this, wine, dinner, I don't know, awards, tough. So look, it's a hard challenge because I was looking at the presentations from some of my very, very able friends, Ashley, Sridhar, Tarun. I have no presentation other than my handsome good looks here. That's a AI enhanced picture, so that's why I pointed there, not here. I'm going to maybe talk about 2-3 hopefully relatable things, and we'll see if that lands. So the first thing I want to talk about is, actually I want to take a poll in the room. How many of you joined PE in whatever mission, whatever partnership, thinking that you're already on the right side of things? You're already on the right side of things as far as Winpe's mandate is concerned. How many of you signed up thinking you were already there? Raise of hands, please. Don't be shy. Alka, are you being shy or everybody is accepting everything you know about this area of influence Nupur and Winpe has taught you? Well, I'll be honest, I was that guy. I thought I ain't the problem. I'm signing up because I respect Nupur. I respect her career decisions. If somebody as able as her can make the move, the kind of move she made from IFC to, be a founder of Winpe, I just want to be supportive. And I thought I'm not the problem. Let me tell you why. 20 years ago, I was writing checks for a fund called Actis. Now, Actis was born out of CDC. CDC is BII. If any of you follow DEI frameworks, BII will generally figure in the top 3 frameworks on DEI and sustainability and responsible investing. So I'm trained early on in that system. I have a long list of mentees, and might I be honest to say, maybe like predominantly the better gender mentees. Lavanya is sitting here, she's smiling, and I'm not pointing to you as a mentee. But there's a running joke that whether it's the Stanford ecosystem or others, Manish has a bias for women mentees. So let's say I was already sensitized to that ecosystem. I have a partner in my firm, one of the 3, her name is Anjali. Some of you who have sat through all of today must have seen her in action in the morning. And she's not a trophy partner. She's, in every respect of the word, an equal partner, economics, carry, GP share, voice in the IC. She does have a voice. So I can go on and on. The point I'm trying to make is that when I signed up or we signed up for this partnership, and this was, Anjali, just before you joined, like 6 years ago, I thought I'm not the problem. For me, one of the, I will call it a myth or misconception broke when I read the BCG report. Now, I'm sorry, my aging mind forgets, but can somebody remind me from the Winpe team, the BCG report was in 22 or 21? Everybody remember? 21 maybe? Winpe did a BCG report. 22, yeah, okay, 22. So maybe that was our second year of our partnership, and I read the report, and we were a top cohort, if you go by stats of, how many women partners, how many women non-partners, every metric. I think we were way above averages. They didn't report by cohorts, but let's say we were top quartile. But when I read some of the testimonials, I really, honestly, like it hit me to the point to say that as a capital allocator and as somebody who was just inward focused, the voice, whatever we were doing was very WaterBridge centric. In some ways, I was complicit to supporting the status quo. We were not really sharing this internal voice to be external. So I think, speaking of how Winpe partnership has helped, for me, the first moment of truth was, let's make this voice to be more external. Let's take it out. And fast forward, 5 more years, whether it's DEI forums in other things like IVCA or other representations in our sector, we are trying to make our voice external. I am notorious in, even if the right gender does not get elected in the executive board of IVCA, somebody does raise a voice, I would be that voice. So taking our internal voice more external, that's like an honest, hopefully relatable benefit, confidence booster that Winpe has given me. The second thing I want to talk about is, let me see how I can frame it. I'll call it, actually let me set some context. Before Winpe partnership happened, WaterBridge had already backed a company like, let me say, founder like Prakalpa at Atlan. Atlan is, worst case, will be a $5 billion company. It's more importantly, it's a leader in enterprise AI world, which generally you'll think the bias should be towards guys who are too strongly into how enterprise stacks are built. Women are not even in the scene. There's Prakalpa evangelizing and building that space. We had backed Tanushri at Doubtnut, truly a machine-learned Bharat education product company, much before ML and AI was even cool. This is 7 years ago. We had already invested in Chalo, India's largest bus mobility company. Priya Dubey is one of the 4 co-founders. So we had done some things, and again, our numbers stacked up. I think we had 20% of our, not again trophy founders, true founders, 20% of our portfolio had women decision maker founders, which was again above averages. But for me, the moment of realization happened when, I think it was 2023, I heard Shamla ma'am, I don't know if she's in the room. She left, okay. And I heard Anita. Anita, by the way, happens to be my wife's, one of my wife's 2 mentors at IFC. My wife worked at IFC ages ago. And it dawned on me that this is not a unidimensional problem. This has to go beyond. We are supporting a lot of women founders. Since, again, there is paucity of time, I don't think I can go into everything, but whether it's asking the right questions at portfolio level, a company like City Mall, that's a leader in value groceries and is performing very well, operationally tight business. But if there was a board voice in a company like that to ask in the last mile, how many community partners, how many women community partners are outperforming men community partners? This is a very complex metric. But somebody at the board or the shareholder level had to ask for this metric. Thankfully, the founder is DEI sensitized already, that he took up this cause. And long story short, we found that actually women outperform men in last mile distribution for value commerce. And I'm sure Misho has similar numbers by a factor of 2. But these kinds of issues at a portfolio level started to become mainstream for WaterBridge board members and so on, or Anjali is sitting here. It's not just about how sensitive ELO kind of a business is to hearing consumer voices. They are a OTT 2.0 for Bharat, but it's also about, often I'll see her hosting, I don't know, 10, 14, 15 layer 2, layer 3 women leaders in a company like ELO, a portfolio company, where you're creating a support system. So taking this problem again a bit more exponential rather than linear, those frameworks, that confidence, I have seen through the Winpe forum. And again, I'm trying to keep it relatable, things that really clicked and when the bulb lit up for me. I think the third thing I want to talk about, and my last, is sort of the elephant in many rooms, not in this room. I don't think we have LPs in this room, but the elephant in the room is, does higher sensitivity on gender-based investing, DEI to expand the framework, give you alpha? That's a super big elephant in LP conversations. And I've been in this business, VCP put together, this is my 26th year. To be honest, there are directional indicators, especially in markets like US that are a little bit more, older and more mature, that yes, you can get alpha by being more DEI sensitive. But for markets like India, and especially when you draw a envelope of venture capital, is only directional. So the point I want to make is, if you believe that this is directionally right, then so belief will have to precede proof. And that's something that we have started incorporating in a lot of our honest conversations, in our investing, in our entire portfolio. Should we pass on this company because everything else is right, but the founder does not pass the DEI lens? Ultimately, they'll scale up to be a big consumer company in India. 50% of decision makers, consumers are women. Would they be DEI sensitive? So a lot of the real, honest decisions about investing, not investing, capital allocation, portfolio construction, these are common frameworks, not just on IC papers. These are part of discussion points where the rubber meets the road for a firm like WaterBridge. And I'm really, really proud that that confidence is resonating in the firm because, again, you have Anjali, you have me, the third partner, Ashish, who's not here today, but this is like partnership, the layer below. The layer below, by the way, has mentees like Sapna. You heard VT. VT happens to be, when he said he hears secrets about other firms, I think he was referring to us in our culture. Thankfully, we have nothing to hide. But you know, at every level, Winpe and the influence, and I'll say if there was one structured program that's really, two programs that really touched in every aspect, it's the board, the sessions where you talk about how to be effective board members. My only request is please call more men to attend because they're super effective. And then the mentor-mentee program. It's really benefiting across the board. So yeah, I want to end my, but belief has to precede proof. I'm really confident that we will someday at WaterBridge level or at an industry level, and I can even speak from an IVCS perspective, it'll be a great day when we can measure this and show evidence of alpha for funds who have a higher, sensitivity and radar for DEI and for gender equity-based investing philosophies. I'll end my speech here. Nupur, I didn't want to do the usual pleasantries. It's a pleasure to work with you. The opportunity cost of doing what you're doing, creating a category leader, and doing it with the kind of like honest mission, chasing a mission and a true mission is what actually inspires a lot of us to be there. But there are meaningful areas where we see the impact. And thank you for that association.